Hey everybody, Mr. B here, and welcome back to the Loft. We've got a beautiful early summer day here in Atlanta, and I'm going to make some soup today for a few reasons. First of all, I always like to try to keep some soup in the freezer at all times, not just for your fall and winter. I eat soup all year round. Why not? Okay? It's not just a cold climate kind of thing. Otherwise, we wouldn't have chili and we wouldn't have Creole gumbo. So I've also got some things that, as I'm trying to be mindful of like food waste, I have been chopping up veggies and stuff like that as they start to go, doing the same thing with fruit, but that's a parenthetical. We will get to what we're doing with the fruit later on this summer. Great things coming for that. So where was I? Yes, vegetables. Now, I've been doing a lot of kale lately. And so even with munching on the kale all week with the kale salad, check that video out, I'll link it at the end. You still end up with a little bit of kale. At the end of the day, it's going to want to start to go on you. Throw it in a Ziploc, put it in the bag. So I've got kale, okay? So I was like, well, what am I going to do with kale? So the inspiration for this is the Portuguese caldo verde soup, which is an ancient rustic peasant soup stew from Portugal, obviously, leveraging sausage, potatoes, and kale. Well, I don't have Portuguese sausage. I've got andouille, and I don't have potatoes on hand for whatever reason, but I do have some white lima beans, and I'm got a shit ton of kale I got to get through. So today we're going to do a sausage, white bean, and kale soup. Let's go. For the soup here today, I guess I'll start about the star of the show, and that would be, my gosh, which star do I choose? The beans. So I've got a pound of white lima beans. We call them butter beans in the South. I don't know, it may be too many. So we'll just kind of see how it goes. If it's too many, then I'm either going to mash them down, which will create some creaminess, or just pull some off and freeze them and have them just beanie for later. This is 2 pounds of andouille sausage. Now, it's an andouille style sausage. I got it from a butcher. Typically, an andouille sausage comes fully smoked, which means you could cut it off the link and eat it. This is clearly raw, okay? So what I've done, I went to try to cut it into coins like I would if it was fully smoked and realized it was raw. I should have known it by damn looking at it, but I'm an idiot. So anyway, I took about a pound and just kind of crumbled it up very rustically. And then I'm gonna use these in full lengths, and then we'll cut them later in hopes that it's got some integrity. Then I've got my kale, right? That goes without saying. I'm gonna use some homemade chicken stock, good box stock. It's totally fine. In fact, I'll probably be supplementing this with that. Carrots, celery, onion, that's about 2 to 3 small-ish. Carrots are so small right now. 2 stalks of celery, about 6 cloves of garlic. I like it to come at me, if you know what I mean. 1 onion chopped. Fresh seasonings, I'm using thyme, parsley, bay leaf. I've got some rosemary here. And I know some of this looks like shit, but I've got to use it or lose it. And I'll be wrapping it up in some cheesecloth. Let it float around and be happy. And I think for dried seasoning, at least at this point, because of the andouille, your Cajun seasoning, be it Tony's or Emerald's, whatever the hell you use for your Cajun seasoning, probably is going to be about everything that I'm going to need for this. And then we have salt and pepper. So one point of note, I've got my bacon grease here that I keep on the stove. So depending on how much fat is rendered from this, and frankly, I think I'm going to get a lot and probably even have to be spooning some off of the sausage. If not, if it's a little dry, then I'll add a little bacon grease, a little olive oil, and we'll get everything to marry together. Let's start frying some sausage. Okay, so let's give this a plate up here. Let's get some ladle of this hearty and delicious soup. Look at that. Get some sausage. And some carrots. Maybe we just kind of garnish that with some fresh parsley and some fresh thyme. Maybe we give it a little spriggy for some looks. And this is just screaming for some really good buttery herb and garlic toast. Let me give it a taste. Needs its sausage there. And some broth. Guys, that is so hearty, so earthy. It's just, this is like a big hug in a bowl right here. Makes a lot of food. It's going to freeze great. Give me some soup for the week. The broth is beautifully seasoned. You know, just make sure when you're doing something like this that you're tasting as you go, right? You know, try to season every layer because you don't want to overpower it, you know, with too much salt. And to be quite honest with you, if you do, you add more water, you know, stretch it out. This is fantastic, guys. Give this a shot. Here you have it. Perfect all year round. I can definitely see how this would be absolutely amazing on a fall or winter's day, but clearly good in the summertime as well. This is sausage, bean, and kale soup. We'll see you next time, kids.